Hello and welcome to my YouTube page here on Abeko Archery. Kindly subscribe, leave a comment, share, and also leave your notification button on. Today I discuss Manchester United and on the football analysis today was that of the UEFA Champions League against Galatasaray. And I told you in my previous video that I know Manchester United were going to concede, which they did. In the fashion which they do concede is unpleasant. It's quite not inviting. It's not good for Manchester United sitting behind a set and watching their team play. I've written a number of reasons here. Of course, we're highlighting what we saw in the game. That's a few lights that can help the team, but the errors are numerous. I want to begin from the coach. I've said the coach needs time. I said Manchester United needs to give the coach a bit of time because he will need to put his last together. They showed glimpses of what they want to do last season. It's just a bit of the players not getting what the coach wants them to do. One of the reasons why we find ourselves in this situation. The coach's decision. One that's on top of my list that I feel is pressing. I feel the Manchester United coach took some decision that has gone against him. One of such decisions, is even from the club's top hierarchy, the decision for him to be allowed to be the sole person deciding or forming part of the bigger decision body in who the club gets involved as in player recruitment is a big issue. It is a big issue. One of the critical examples is David De Gea. Going and finding Onana as a replacement, Andre Onana as a replacement. I think Onana is committing basic mistakes that Eric Ten Hag labeled David De Gea for, reasons why he took him out. A goalkeeper who served the club for 12 years, the manner in which the goalkeeper was not given a befitting ceremony for him to exit, but the manner in which he was asked out of the team was rubbish. I think it was rubbish. I think Onana is nowhere near David De Gea. I'm sorry. Maybe I need not be sorry, because Onana, the coach said he needed a goalkeeping. A ball playing goalkeeper. They brought him Andre Onana. He's done exploit. He's been at the Barcelona academy. He's grown into becoming this giant goalkeeper that every team would envy. But if you commit such errors you did in the game yesterday against Galatasaray at International Milan, that is okay. You cannot do such mistakes at Manchester United because it is a result-oriented team. With all due respect to Inter Milan, but for Manchester United, the team always needs to grind the result. This is at the back of where Zlatan Ibrahimovic, granted an interview to Piers Morgan explaining that the coach needs time, and the coach was at Ajax, and Ajax was relatively a side that is not demanding in terms of results in comparison to Manchester United. And watch this, it comes to Manchester United, and the team needs results, and he needs backing. We've said that, and he's brought in few players that I feel that, with the exception of Andre Onana, which for his style of play he brought him in, because David De Gea's reflexes is quite important. He's a very good goalkeeper who when the team was performing poorly, stood on his ground and took player of the month. That's the goalkeeper we are talking about. At the time when the team was playing awful, from right back on defense to the last man half or in the third half, there was nothing clicking. But this goalkeeper stood up and was picking laurels for his glimpse, for what he was doing in post for Manchester United. Listen, Andre Onana is committing minute mistakes. This is not yesterday. Listen to the commentator. He said Andre Onana again. It's at it again. He commits the same mistake again. And it cannot work. He did that in the previous game. He came apologizing. He was not the person to be granting the interview, but he came in and said, listen, I'm sorry, I take all the blame on myself and I want to correct things going forward. Then he comes back into the game and he commits the same mistake. There was a clear pass. There are players on your right. You form the last bit of the defend from behind. So the team is on the offensive. You pick a ball, they give you a pass. Look on your right, there's a free player that I don't know whether that was Varane or that was Dallo, but they give the ball to him and let him advance the play. But you choose to rather go infield where it is much tighter, where the attackers are coming in, and you commit Casemiro to push him to commit a foul in the 18. A period where we seem to want to find some some result that's all important for this club, that will engineer the club forward, and he commits this huge blunder. I feel the coach's decision to drop David De Gea in the fashion in which he did, bring in Andre Onana, and does not trust the second choice goalkeeper is quite questioning. This leaves behind it raises a lot of questions, because I feel David De Gea should have been there, and he needed competition. Andre Onana is a perfect competition for him. He'll come in, and one is keeping the UEFA Champions League, one is in the Premier League, and that bridges the gap. But the coach decides to let a perfect number one who've been imposed for 12 years go and bring in somebody who's to start. He will need time, because the English Premier League is fast, because the UEFA Champions League, at the point where United needs results, is quite shaky for a goalkeeper. He needs to be fully concentrated to deliver. And you get a player who scored him at the La Masia when they were in Barcelona some years ago when they were young, to score him again in a crucial Manchester United fixture. Listen, United have no point. It's zero. In the group where we have Galatasaray, we have Copenhagen, we have Bayern Munich, it's United and Bayern Munich who are tipped to move on to the next phase of the competition. But I'm telling you what, it is United who are looking back at the Europa League trophy. It's United who have no points. They've played Bayern, and against Bayern in the UEFA Champions League, they conceded a number of goals. And against Galatasaray at Old Trafford, they've conceded a number of goals. What is happening? The coach's decision forms part of this, especially in the goalkeeping area, and the decision to pick what players. Now, yesterday, Amrabat has played in the midfield. We know him that when he had an opportunity, to move into the midfield area, it really helped. It helped in United's play. Well, there are lots of the fullbacks who were injured. We quite understand. Sure, it's not that Reguilon came in and he's injured as well. But listen, it's just shifting. Dalot can come back to that left back fullback position. You move Lindelof to that right fullback position. You bring in Varane and you pair him with Maguire and tell him to control Maguire, because he has a number of experience. It's about shifting who to what position, and it will sit in perfectly. But for Manchester United, they leave questions all the time. This is the coach's decision. I'm not saying the coach should be asked. I've read in United's tabloids that the top hierarchy, top executives of a team are not looking at telling him to leave his post. He has the full backing, and they are watching, for some time what United would bring on board. But this is the time the coach needs to take critical decisions for this club. Andre Onana is not ripe for Manchester United now. I'm sorry. He's not. He's not a goalkeeper for Manchester United. He is not. At this crucial point, he will need time to be a Manchester United goalkeeper. Now the team's organization. I look at Dalot, and this is Zaha, who've played in the English Premier League before, know the tempo of these English defenders. Defenders who play in the English Premier League, and you come in the UEFA Champions League and you meet him, and then look at that ball coming, and you watch on, and you allow this guy to bully you with his strength and hits the ball at goal. What kind of defender defends in that manner? What kind of defender does that? Because you cannot understand where you cannot mark a defender and get him off the ball. And these are some of our problems. Our defense organization, I was speaking about that initially, how the coach arranged them. And if you're a player and you've been given the mantle, I think you should go into the game and be clear. We've seen Vidic, we've seen Ferdinand, standing for Manchester United in a 4 and a 5 position, and they've been clinical, they've been excellent, they've put their lives on the line. We've seen on United's lateral defenders at the point, and Antonio Valencia, and they were putting their life on the line for Manchester United. But look at the defense we have now, and I expect a lot from Varane. Defense organization super poor. Dalot comes on today and he's off tomorrow. This is player attitude, This is uncalled for Manchester United. If you don't want to play, then I feel the players have groups in the team. Then I feel some punishment to some players. Some players aren't also happy with it. So he has created an organization among this disorganization in the team. And this group of players keep letting the team down. We need to get the right style of play. At this point in time, starting from the back, giving Onana pass, he was given a lot of when he goes long, watch it. He makes a lot of error. When he goes long, it's always to the opponent's team. And David DJ, when he goes long, was to the right player. We should have known this. The coach should have known this. Getting the right style of play, moving the ball from we could swing 4 passes together. And yesterday, Casemiro of all people was getting a lot of passes wrong. And that's the pivot. That is supposed to be the pivot of the team because the defense is disorganized. The pivot was suffering. And we have to commit him to go in for that tackle that resulted in a penalty. And that was from the goalkeeper's error. The only light in the team yesterday is Ashima Shulan. I mean, look at that goal from Marcus Rashford. This is a typical number 9 goal. This is an out-and-out striker. He zooms in into the danger area. And it's a little tap on any area of his body and he scores. Just like a typical Chicharito. Hernandez will get into the 18-yard and he's wanting to score with any part of his body. And look at that touch. That's a super clinical goal. And the goal that was disallowed, he was calm, he composed himself, he twisted, he turned, and then he shot it at goal. That's powerful. I can't imagine Marcus Rashford doing that now. Rashford is a bit on and off. He comes on this season. The following season is off. This season, the coach say he can score 35 goals. He comes in and he's not able to score such number of goals. And Ashimosh Holland, and he's just 20. That's the pleasant part of the whole narrative. He's just 20. So if United have been lacking, I said in my previous video, lacking a number 9, a typical number 9 for some time. So to play to the style that will suit Hushmosh is a bit of a problem, and that's what we seem not to see. The puzzle we seem not to fit at the right areas. For me, he's the light now for the team. A lot of passes should be going to him in the area, and he'll be scoring. Look at tight angles and he's slotted. And that ball that was passed him, look at where he moved the ball from a typical Ashmosh. And I've watched this guy in his club before coming to Manchester United. He'll move the ball up front and then do that solo effort. If it was a Marcus Rashford, imagine what would have happened. He was the only player that played good yesterday. Moving into areas. I've said that in my previous video. Clinical areas, receiving balls and getting into the right areas. I mean, for Manchester United, this is not the season. United play like they've never played. This is not a football team. This is not. This is not a football team. Come on. This is Manchester United. We need to see something inviting. And for how long would this keep, lingering on? I feel United, the coach's decision is not helping. Andre Onana not right for Manchester United. Team quite disorganized in defense. No proper defense for the team. The team's not getting the right style of play that will suit Oshimosh to score a lot of goals. Quite questioning. Hashimosh Holland is the big deal for Manchester United. Should we stay with positives? Hashimosh Holland is that positive for Manchester United. Kindly subscribe. Stay here, leave your comment down. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about this analysis. Let me know what you think about Manchester United now, and share as well. Most importantly, subscribe. This is a big watch. I'll come your way with another analysis.